Dare to walk on air? Check out this terrifying glass bridge perched atop a towering mountain, and prepare to cross the world's most terrifying suspension bridge, where one misstep can send you tumbling into the raging rapids below. The Trift Suspension Bridge. So, the Trift Suspension Bridge is basically a pedestrian suspension bridge located in the Swiss Alps that spans across the Triftsee Lake, and it's really high as heck. And when I say high, I mean high, like 100 meters high. That's about the size of a 30-story building, folks. Get this, it also bounces and sways as you walk across it, just to keep things interesting. The bridge was built in 2004 to replace an old one that got squished by a rock slide. After that, it became quite the attraction for all the thrill seekers out there. You can hike to the bridge from the Trift cable car station, but it'll take you about 2.5 hours. Or you can take the cable car and then hike for about an hour, which is what I do because I'm lazy like that. Now, here's the catch. The bridge is narrow and doesn't have any handrails. Well, at least when it was originally built. That mistake has already been rectified. Even so, though, if you're afraid of heights or falling, this might not be your cup of tea. But if you're looking for a rush and want to impress your Instagram followers with some heart-stopping photos, this is the place to be. The Vine Bridges of Aya Valley. The Vine Bridges of Aya Valley in Japan are like something straight out of an action movie. Made of vines and wooden planks without any metal support or handrails, these bridges will definitely get your heart racing. You'll be hundreds of feet above the ground with a view that'll make you feel like you're on top of the world, or on the edge of it. Just be careful because those vines can be slippery, and the bridges sway and bounce with every single step. It's kinda like you're crossing a bridge made of jello. But don't worry, the locals are experts in their construction and maintenance, and the bridges are replaced every 3 years. If you are feeling brave, crossing the Vine Bridges can be an unforgettable experience that will give you a unique glimpse into Japan's traditional rural culture and natural beauty. The Aiguille du Midi Bridge. Oh boy, have you heard of the Aiguille du Midi Bridge? It's a pedestrian suspension bridge located in the French Alps, and it is not for the faint of heart. The bridge hangs over 3,300 feet above the ground, giving you some of the most incredible views you've ever seen. But let's just say it's not for anyone who's scared of heights. You've got to take a cable car to get to the top of this mountain, and that's a ride in itself. You'll be passing over steep cliffs and frozen waterfalls, which is probably not the best sign to be afraid of heights either. Once you get to the top, you'll be facing the bridge, which is a true test of your bravery. It might sway a bit with the wind, but that's all part of the experience. But seriously, the view is absolutely breathtaking. The bridge is a real bucket list item and an adventure you'll never forget. The Vitam River Bridge. The Vitam River Bridge, located in eastern Siberia, Russia, is the stuff of nightmares. It's also known as the Siberian Sky Bridge, but it's more like a rusty, rickety death trap that spans the Vitam River. This bridge was constructed in 1984 and is now in terrible shape. The bridge is made up of corroding metal and is missing or broken wooden planks. Some planks actually have gaps between them, which makes crossing an adventure on its own. It sways and wobbles with the wind, and to make things even more interesting, it's narrow enough to allow only one vehicle to cross at a time. What's even more concerning is the lack of railings or safety barriers. Crossing the Vitam River Bridge requires an immense amount of courage, and one small misstep could result in a fatal fall. The Royal Gorge Bridge. The Royal Gorge Bridge in Colorado, USA is one of the highest suspension bridges in the world, and it's not for the faint of heart. This bad boy is over 1,000 feet high, which is like a 100-story building, so you'd best not be afraid of heights. Mind you, it's only 18 feet wide, so if you're claustrophobic, you're out of luck. The bridge is also famous for its rattling wooden planks that make you feel like you're on a roller coaster, and the wind can make it sway like crazy. But if you're gutsy enough to traverse the bridge's entire length, you'll be rewarded with stunning views of the Arkansas River and the surrounding canyon. And hey, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even try bungee jumping off the bridge. The UBahn Bridge. The UBahn Bridge in Myanmar is truly unique, even for this list. It's a footbridge made entirely of wood that stretches over a lake, and it's the oldest and longest teakwood bridge in the world. But beware, it's also one of the scariest bridges in the world because there's no handrails to cling on to. The UBahn Bridge is a tourist hotspot, but it can get quite crowded, which makes crossing it even more challenging. Plus, part of it are pretty worn out and unstable, so it's not exactly the safest place to be. Don't worry though, I'm sure you'll be fine, as long as you have a steady footing and don't look down. The Canopy Walk. If you're a thrill seeker looking for an adventure that'll get your heart racing, then the Canopy Walk in Ghana might just be what you're looking for. It's a series of narrow bridges suspended high above the forest floor, and again, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. The Canopy Walk is pretty scary, to be honest. The bridges are suspended around 100 feet up, and they sway and shake as you walk across them, which can be pretty nerve-wracking. Plus, they're made of wood and wire, which isn't exactly reassuring if you're afraid of heights. That said, the Canopy Walk is an experience like no other. You get to walk amongst the treetops and see the forest from a whole new perspective. And if you're feeling real brave, try doing the walk at sunset. It's a beautiful sight, but also extra scary. The Oashi Bridge. Let me tell you about the Eshima Oashi Bridge in Japan. This thing is wild. One of the scariest bridges in the world, and you're gonna need some serious guts to cross it. This bridge spans Lake Nakami and connects two cities, but it looks more like a giant roller coaster than a bridge. This bridge has a crazy steep incline, which makes it feel like you're going straight up into the sky. And to make things even more thrilling, drivers can't see the other end until they reach the top. Ugh. Don't worry though, totally safe as long as you don't go too fast. Just make sure you got a strong stomach and a steady hand on the wheel. Oh, and don't forget to take some awesome Instagram-worthy photos of the view while you're up there. The Husseini Hanging Bridge. The Husseini Hanging Bridge is a suspension bridge that's located in northern Pakistan, and let me tell you, scary as heck. The bridge is made up of wooden planks, steel cables, and it crosses the Hunza River in the remote village of Husseini. Thing is though, there's no safety features, which means you're on your own there, kiddo. The Husseini Hanging Bridge is not for the faint of heart. It's rickety, the wooden planks are broken, and there's no handrails to speak of. So if you're planning on crossing, you better have a good grip on those steel cables, and you best not look down. The height is dizzying, and the river below can be fierce. But hey, feeling brave, crossing the bridge can be an exhilarating experience, and the views of the Hunza Valley are to die for. Not literally, of course. So if you're looking for an adventure, the Husseini Hanging Bridge might just be the place for you. Just make sure you're wearing your brave pants. See you all next time!